Hel- Hello, Livepeer community. Welcome to another episode with Titanode, the #1 place to delegate your stake. Today, we're going to be going through a couple of things. I named this video Why Livepeer is Green. So there are a couple topics we'll get through. We're going to do some history of how we're doing this week. We're going to be talking about the Titanode Startup Grant, new community members that are within Livepeer. I want to give a shout out to, and a quick Livevideo NFT subject that I came across, and then we'll do some Q&A. So let's just jump right into it. I decided to add these metrics onto the daily videos. Hopefully they are useful. So the first metric I will post here is the minutes done in the last week. So the total transcoding minutes done over 7 days. As you can see, it's gone up quite a bit, which is super awesome. We got over 2.1 million minutes transcoded on the Livepeer network. So we're near all-time highs for that. And then for fees, we have $7,300 distributed in fees in the last week as well, which I think is the fourth from all-time high of all the weeks. So it's definitely some adoption coming through, definitely apps using the Livepeer network, which is really cool, and interesting to see the adoption wave, as you will, as Livepeer gets utilized and used for apps and things like that. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the reason for the title of this video, which is Livepeer is Green. There's a big green movement when it comes to proof of stake protocols, right? So one of the criticisms of something like Bitcoin is that it's not green. You're left with this proof of work algorithm where you have mining and this idea of wasting power in order to achieve the next block and create security. And what that has done is Bitcoin uses as much power as a small nation. So there's this whole movement of proof of stake becoming green, right? It's greener. Well, I have better news for you. It's even greener than that. There is a community member who is an orchestrator who has won the first Titanode Startup Grant. The Startup Grant was this temporary stake they get from Titanode to jumpstart their orchestrator. It really helps new orchestrators in the Livepeer community kind of bootstrap their orchestrator and get started and attracting delegators. And when this person applied, a solar farm is the orchestrator. They are a 100% renewable energy solar farm orchestrator down in Southern California. So all their transcoding, all the power usage for this Livepeer orchestrator that they do transcoding services is from solar energy. Really cool stuff. I mean, if that doesn't get new delegators to that orchestrator, that I don't know what will, because that is super trendy. They're performing well on the leaderboard, and they did all the steps in order to get the Titanode grant. So the Titanode grant was about 4.5K LPT delegated to that orchestrator for about 45 days. It's a temporary stake, and it's just to get you off the bottom of the list. It's supposed to just kind of bump you up so that you're maybe more attractive to delegators when they first log on to the Explorer, because a lot of times people don't trust orchestrators that have maybe 10 LPT or 50 LPT. They're just not sure, or they don't want to go out on a limb and try someone new. They'd rather go with someone that's more established. And so the temporary stake gives them that kind of that comfort that they might be established. In order to win the grant, you have to do a couple of things. You have to make a website and be active on social media. The main part of it, though, is you have to be a leader as well. So you have to help other people in the Livepeer community, as well as brand your node and have really good performance. So if you do all these things, there's no reason for you not to have some temporary stake and to do things to encourage delegation. So I encourage, if there is new orchestrators out there that are looking at joining the Livepeer network, doing some transcoding, earning some passive ETH, check out the Titanode Startup Grant. Check it out. See, that might be able to jumpstart you, get you going just in case you're unsure of whether you want to take the leap. So big shout out to Solar Farm. Solar Farm is run by Papa Bear in Discord. So if you hop into the Livepeer Discord and say hi to Papa Bear, I'm sure he'll be able to help you out and just contribute and get you going as well. The nice thing about the community, though, about Livepeer is as soon as we announced that Solar Farm had won the 4.5K stake, and we announced it, a bunch of other delegators and orchestrators all decided to jump in and delegate some stake to that orchestrator as well. So it became like this cascade effect. And now that that orchestrator has like over 10K stake to it. So now they're going to get lots of work, transcoding work down in Southern California, all based on like green energy, right? So really cool stuff. I'm really happy with how that all turned out. And I'm really happy that, you know, there's a green slant on new orchestrators that come in and use this network, right? So Livepeer can be green. It can be environmentally friendly, and if that's important to you, and I mean it's important to almost everyone on earth, I would recommend delegating to people that stand for something that means something to you, right? So I just wanted to give a shout out to Solar Farm and Papa Bear. Congratulations. The next thing I'd like to go through is the head of community role with Livepeer. So Livepeer Inc. has been doing some hiring, and if you go to the livepeer.com website, they have a section for careers and jobs. And one of those jobs was the head of community. Now, the head of community is a very important role because obviously it builds a community, but it also implements a lot of new ideas and brings forth this decentralized autonomous organization, this DAO idea. How do you build a DAO within a protocol like Livepeer, right? These are all very, very difficult things to achieve. And so Shannon is the new head of community for Livepeer, and she has been involved in a ton of hackathons with governance and has put forward some really cool stuff. And she has been just appointed last week as the head of community for Livepeer. So really excited to have her on board. I've even had a couple conversations with her privately, just because she was interested in what I was doing with these live streams and what Titan Node stands for. So new people coming into the ecosystem, bringing some really great expertise, and that's going to continue to grow the protocol and the mission of making Livepeer the open, decentralized world infrastructure for streaming, right? So it's a pretty audacious goal, and I'm glad to have Shannon on board. So big shout out to her. And if you have questions or want to give feedback, I mean, her name is Shan in Discord. Go check her out. The last thing I'd like to go through is this idea of live video NFTs. Now, the whole idea around NFTs right now is ownership, right? And we know that NFTs are massively crazed out right now. I mean, just go check out the Ethereum blockchain and OpenSea, and you'll find apes going for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and CryptoPunks and pound doges and this crazy NFT art, right? And the whole point of NFTs is that it's non-fungible and that there's only one copy. Well, imagine if you could now have the original copy of a live stream segment as it happened, right? Just think about that for a sec. If you're watching something, an original piece of content, whether it's a sport or someone live streaming a video game, I presume that's probably one of the big ones. When a unique event happens, right? Like if you're watching a video game play and a headshot happens and it's the world-winning series, if it's being video streamed on Livepeer, you can now take that clip live, convert it into an NFT, have it stored onto a file storage, like a Web3 file storage program, like Aweave or Filecoin. It can live in the decentralized world, and you can sell or purchase or move around that NFT the moment from when it happened in real life, right? And so there's already protocols and infrastructure being built on how we can implement that directly into the Livepeer protocol. So it's being implemented, and it'll be released in one of the later dates that comes out in the releases for Livepeer. So that is like really, really cool. So those are some big updates that are happening this week, and some of the subjects I wanted to go through. I'm going to end this video with a couple of Q&As. I have pulled some questions from Discord, Telegram, Reddit, YouTube, all these places, and they're just community questions, and I figured I'd answer them live here. So let's go ahead with the first one. The first one is, how does stake amount affect the amount of work you will get? And that is from Neurosis in Reddit. Great question. So stake is used in the selection process for the work. So when the work comes in from a broadcaster, it goes through a selection process. Now, the broadcaster provides some metrics on what they would like from their service. So they can set things like how much they want to pay per pixel. So that might take out some orchestrators because maybe their price is too high. And then they'll say, well, I only want a 4K live stream 4K, and I want it done in real time. Okay, so then you have to take out some other orchestrators because maybe they're not transcoding in real time. And maybe they want to be a certain distance from the orchestrator. So rather than sending it across the world, maybe there's a distance metric. So there's all these metrics that the broadcasters can send out when they originally send out a stream. When the stake comes in is when all those metrics have been met, and we have, let's say, 2 orchestrators that fit the bill for this stream, right? They're in the right location, they have the right price per pixel. Now, how do you choose between 2 orchestrators that are both capable of doing this stream? Well, now you do a stake-weighted selection, right? So first criteria is making sure that they are, in fact, able to do the job and do it to what the broadcaster wants. And then at the very end, it goes down to a stake-weighted selection. So if you can think about it, basically, stake is going to affect the amount of work you will get, ultimately. But if you don't have all the other things in place first, then you're not going to get any of the work. So the more stake you have, the more work you will receive. So that is how it works. The next question is, can you make more money than ETH mining? This is from Matt1164 from Reddit. Yes and no, Matt. You can if you have the right setup and the Livepeer network is busy. The problem with ETH mining is that you have high power costs. So the amount that you make is probably relative to the price of power you can get. Whereas Livepeer is a little different. There's very little power being used in transcoding. It doesn't even use up the full GPU's capabilities. It only uses the encoding and decoding chips in it. So you can make a lot more, very much so. But you also have to have some stake. You need to have good performance. You need to be in a good location. And there needs to be customers that want your service. So yes, you can make a lot more, but you could also make a lot less. Hopefully that helps answer your question. The next question is from Discord, and it is from winstonwolf.eth. And the question is, if an orchestrator doesn't claim their newly minted rewards, do they effectively just go to waste then? Yes. So if an orchestrator doesn't call reward for that round, the newly the tokens, the LPT tokens, don't get minted. So they're effectively lost, right? So if they don't get minted, they never come into existence, and you lose your reward. So orchestrators should be calling 30 out of 30. There's reasons not to right now, especially if you don't have much stake. it's a transaction fee every time you call reward. So imagine every day you have to spend money on an ETH transaction, right? You got to have enough stake to make it worth it. They're still working on how to solve this, layer 2 scaling solutions and different ways of doing that. A lot of protocols are having this problem, but yeah, essentially, if an orchestrator doesn't claim a reward that day, you don't get the rewards. So 30 out of 30 is pretty important. I mean, even 29 out of 30 or 28, sometimes people mess up. But yeah, pretty important. Next is from Winston Wolf again. Is it possible for rewards to be withdrawn almost as passive income? Or are they just automatically added to your stake amount? They are automatically added to your stake amount. So the question for when you receive your LPT, it's compounding. The answer is compounding. So as soon as you receive that LPT, it gets automatically redelegated. And so as you are delegating, you actually get more and more rewards every time. So that's pretty cool. So compounding interest on your LPT rewards. And the last question I have for this live stream is from Discord. I can only stake with you, or can I connect my GPUs to your pool? I'm assuming he is referencing Titan Node or maybe another pool. This is from Bibasa out of Discord. So you can obviously delegate to Titan Node. You can delegate to any other orchestrator, whether they're pools or not pools. But for Titan Node specifically, we are a private pool. So we do allow other people to join with their GPUs. However, based on workload, we might not have room in your area. So currently we have a GPU node in North America, taking all the North America work. And then we have a GPU node in Europe. So those two continents are kind of covered right now. And the only third GPU node I think Titan would be looking for is one in Asia, probably near Singapore. So if you have GPU power near Singapore, there's a good chance we can get you into the Titan Node private pool. But as demand goes up, we will then be accepting new people to then break Europe and North America into smaller segments, right? So maybe East and West, or even LA, Chicago, New York, or, different setups for distributing the work, right? And then if it even gets even busier among that, then what we will do is have multiple nodes in multiple regions, all load balancing the work. Because when the work gets really busy, you need to have all those GPUs. If you have 10,000 streams, you're going to need dozens and dozens of mining rigs all switched on to do transcoding. And Titan Node probably wouldn't buy up all those mining rigs to do that. They would just outsource them and split the commission, right? So if you do have GPUs and you want to put them to Titan Node, just go to titan-node.com. You can click on the button that says, it's like a contact form. You can give your information and put you on the waiting list. And then when the network picks up or there's room in your area, we will get to you and you can earn money without having to be an orchestrator and without the technical know-how, right? So yeah, that's I'd look into that. But that basically covers the live stream for this week. Just wanted to thank Papa Bear, Papa Bear and Solar Farm for, I want to congratulate them for winning that grant and for giving back to the community. Shannon for being the new community lead, head of community. And then Eric Tang, who did the live stream NFT video explaining how a lot of this works. So shout out to them, and thank you for watching. And that will be it. And I guess I'll just end with this. If you are looking to delegate anywhere, try out Titan Node. You can go to titan-node.com/delegate to delegate your stake. Otherwise, lots of great orchestrators out there.